came, it listed and it tumbled. The much-hyped Reliance Power IPO today failed to ignite the markets. Instead, at the end of the day, the Sensex had seen one of its worst closings ever, its third worst in fact. The Reliance Power IPO crashed minutes after the company listed, as the Anil Ambani group lost more than 51,000 crore rupees in market capitalization. Almost a month ago, when the company opened its IPO, shares were oversubscribed 73 times. But today, perhaps influenced by falling markets in the last few days, Reliance Power investors began selling right away, and share prices fell from 450 rupees a share to 372. Experts say, going by the market trend, the fall was anticipated. Nevertheless, for those who lost money today, it's been an unpleasant shock.
Anil Ambani was expected to pull big returns from Reliance Power immediately on listing. But soon after the bell went off, the Reliance Power stock fell. At 9:55 a.m., the Reliance Power IPO got listed on BSE at 440 rupees per share against its IPO offer price of 450 rupees. An opening that left the 4.3 million people who bought into the IPO gasping in disappointment, because analysts expected a listing of around 600 rupees per share.
Well, I would say that it was a sort of a disappointment for most of the investors, because the day they applied for the Reliance Power IPO, most of these people expected that they'll get 900,000 rupees on listing. As of yesterday, people thought they'll at least get 550, 600 on listing. So, as compared to both these expectations, the listing was much below that. So surely it was a disappointment for most of them.
Shortly after 10, the stock rallied briefly to hit an intraday high of 449 rupees, still below the listing price. And these words from Anil Ambani were cold comfort to long-term investors.
Will have the privilege, the status of having over 42 lakhs or 4.2 million individual retail investors, by far the largest in the world.
But the worst came later. Close to market closing, fresh selling dragged Reliance Power down to 356 rupees.
Globally, you've seen a big spike down in markets, and I think it was more led by, as I said, the risk assessment in terms of, higher riskier assets. So I don't think so it was just the Reliance Power IPO. I think it just sort of eventually proved in terms of timing the trigger for the whole thing to sort of fall apart. But I don't think so that was the only issue.
Was it the battle between rival camps, bulls and bears in the market? Or was it just bad timing of a big listing while global markets are jittery? One thing is certain, it's getting very, very tough for IPOs and new listings in this kind of a market. With Tuhina Pandey in Mumbai and in New Delhi with Biswajit Barwa, Supriya Srinath for NDTV.